Let's create a Peekaboo clipboard using some Wilson & Brown products. So this is a clear plastic clipboard from Amazon. It comes with a plastic casing that you'll need to remove. I then did a quick sand on the back of the clipboard because that's where we'll be working for this whole project with a 400 grit sanding pad. I wiped it off with a damp paper towel to remove any sanding residue. And I'm putting on a thin layer of Hyperion top coat to help fill in some of those scratch marks before we apply our vinyl decal. Now this is called a peekaboo technique because what you will see from one side of the clipboard is not what you will see on the other side of the clipboard. So now we're back. That coat of Hyperion has dried and we are applying the decal that has been cut and weeded with permanent vinyl. It is mirrored because again, all of our work is happening on the back side of this clipboard. I'm applying that with Tech Wrap transfer tape, which I cannot speak highly enough of. I absolutely love it. Okay, so remember I said everything we're doing is on the back. There we are in focus. So that's what the clipboard looks like from the front of the clipboard, and it's why we needed to mirror the vinyl. We applied the vinyl to the back so that it can be read correctly from the front. Now I'm coming in with some Aurora paint. The shade that I used for this part is Avocado. I chose to paint in the cacti on this clipboard because I like the effect better than layering green vinyl. Sorry that that was not in frame nicely, but there you go. I used that avocado color to paint in all of the spots in the cactus. One of my favorite techniques for these Peekaboo clipboards is the paint splash effect. So now I'm coming in with the second color and just painting over it. And once I flip the clipboard over, you'll be able to see what the person will see if there are no papers on their clipboard. So after we get the effect that we want on the quote unquote front side of the clipboard, I'm going to let that dry. And then we'll move on to the next step, which creates the peekaboo or the back side of what the clipboard will look like. So now we're ready to begin work on what will be the back side of the clipboard. I started off by doing a few coats of white Aurora 3-in-1 paint from Wilson & Brown. The link for that will also be below in the video. I am a little heavy-handed with the brush, so I usually have brush strokes because of my technique, not because of the product. So I think I ended up doing 3 coats on this one. All right, so there's the inside. The back is now white. Now I'm going in with my Helios Crafter's Glue. I use a Teflon brush usually for this, just because I find the application a little bit easier with the consistency of the glue versus the paint. But you can use whatever brush works for you. I was a little bit sloppy on the edge and had to wipe. I am now applying some white iridescent glitter to the back on top of that Helios glue. Because I was just using one color of glitter, I did not seal my glitter, but you could definitely seal your glitter with Helios before moving to this step. Now I'm applying the Hyperion top coat using a fan brush. With this being a flat surface, I don't measure, I just kind of eyeball it to make sure that the entire area is covered, but there are no areas of pooling or cloudiness, because that means I've got too much on. So we're gonna go ahead and apply Hyperion, let that dry for 2 hours. There's our inside, there's our back. I did an additional 2 coats and then came in for some sanding with a 400 grit sanding pad, just to kind of level out any places where the glitter might have been bumpy, because I did not flatten it at all. So after sanding, a very light sand, just to kind of level out those areas, I applied one more coat of Hyperion, and now we're putting our vinyl on. Okay, I am now applying vinyl to the back to make the clipboard look like a piece of notebook paper. You could definitely measure your spaces in between if you choose to, but I just eyeballed it because I've made this same style several times. I am just applying the strips and the hole punch circles by hand, but I did use Tech Wrap transfer tape, the matte version, to apply the name and the Apple decal, because that was just easier. So if you'd like to grab some Tech Wrap transfer tape, you can grab that also from craftingwithct.com. And once you have all of your vinyl placed for the back of the clipboard, you're going to want to go back in and do another 3 coats of Hyperion, just to make sure that vinyl is sealed in nicely and the back feels nice and smooth, and then you're all done. So this is the inside of our finished clipboard and the back side of our all finished clipboard. I hope you enjoyed.